Hi everyone, welcome to our Dude Perfect Bubblegum Lab. We are going to be continuing with the scientific method while we're talking about this. Also, do you like my new lab coat? I had to get this lab coat after I ruined the dress that I was wearing during the lava lamp lab experiment. So now I am practicing proper lab safety. But let's go ahead and get started with our Dude Perfect Bubblegum Lab. Our question is, do all brands of bubblegum make big bubbles? Are some better at making larger bubbles than others? Next, we have our research. Watch Dude Perfect complete a version of this lab. You'll follow the link that you have on your lab sheet. So that is your research. You're kind of getting some background information. And now it's time to form our hypotheses. Which piece of gum will blow the biggest bubble? For example, here's an example. If the bubble gum is more expensive, then it will make a bigger bubble. So remember, when we're writing our hypotheses, you always have that if and then statement. If something, 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 then something, something, something will happen. So I will give you time to do that. Pause the video if you need to, but we're going to keep on rolling. So our experiment section, the most exciting section to me personally, because we actually get to do whatever it is. We have our materials today. You'll need 2 types of bubble gum. I will be doing one type of bubble gum, and Miss Wilbaum will be filming the other type of bubble gum. You'll need some string, which is over here, some string, and a ruler. But before we get started with our observations, we need to get started with some observations. So let's start with our first brand of bubblegum. This is the brand that I will be using. Miss Wilbaum will be using another brand, so she will be making some observations on hers. But let's go ahead and start with mine. So I am using Bubblicious. That's B-U-B-L-I-C-I-O-U-S. Bubblicious. So I'm writing that in my first category right there. Bubblicious. We need to be making some qualitative observations. We have worked on this week. Qualitative observations are based on qualities that you can sense. So let's go ahead and open this up and make some qualitative observations. We'll get our first piece out. Well, maybe we could read just the packaging of this first one. What I think of when I think of bubblegum is the taste. So the taste of this one is strawberry. So underneath your qualitative observation number 1, you could say strawberry. That is something that we taste. Let's see what it looks like. Another qualitative observation could be using our eyes. So the color of this gum is red. So go ahead and type that in to your second qualitative observation. Again, that is based on our senses. So we're using our eyes to see this one. It is red. Now, a quantitative observation is something that you could measure or based on numbers. So you could measure the piece of gum. It is about ½ inch long. Or I'm going to be using the price of this one. So this whole pack of gum was $1.25. So you can go ahead and write that in yours. My quantitative observation, again, based on quantities, so numbers. We're going to go ahead and put price on it, or you could measure your piece of gum if you're doing this at home. But ours is going to be quantitative based on the price.
Lab sheet, and I have Miss Newting's data in here. And get my pen here. So I bought the same brand. My favorite flavor is grape. So I have my Bubblicious grape. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here in the data sheet. Bubblicious grape is the flavor. Qualitative observation. All right, it's grape, it's purple, and it was the same price as Miss Newting's. It was $1.25.
Our procedure, our fun part of the lab. We're going to go ahead and read number 1. It says procedure. Chew gum number 1 for 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, like James Charles, he says, oh, I'm going to go do my brows off camera. I'm going to chew this piece of gum off camera and then come right back. Guys, it has been 3 minutes of chewing my bubble gum like our lab sheet asked us to do. I just realized that the rest of this lab is going to be annoying because I am chewing gum. So stick through it, guys. Sorry. Number 2, it says blow a bubble. But let's read the next step so we know what to do. It says using a string. It's so hard to talk while chewing gum. Using a string, measure the circumference, which is the distance around the bubble. Put the string on a meter stick to measure the distance in centimeters. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So our bubble, this was the circumference of our bubble. So I'm going to take this string and I'm going to lay it against our ruler to measure what the circumference was. And it was exactly 21 centimeters. So it says record your measurement in the data below. You will do this 3 times for gum number 1. So I have my data chart. Our gum is Bubblicious. And our first trial was 21 centimeters. Just like that. All right. Let's try for bubble number 2. Woo! That one was smaller. Let's measure it. That one was 17 centimeters for trial number 2. So again, you're writing that in your data chart. And one more for our Bubblicious before we find our average. Woo! All right. Let's measure this. This one was 21.5 centimeters. Just a little bit bigger than that first one. 21.5 centimeters. And let's go ahead and find the average. 21 plus 17 plus 21.5. And we're going to divide that by 3. So that is 19.83333. So we'll just write down 19.8 centimeters. So next we're going to have Miss Welbaum doing her section.
Really big piece of gum there. And I am going to chew it for 3 minutes and then I will come back. Alrighty, it has been 3 minutes of chewing this humongous wad of gum. So I have my ruler. I'm going to be measuring in centimeters. I have my piece of string. So I'm following the directions. Blow a bubble. Use a string. Measure the circumference of the bubble. So I'll blow a bubble. Put this around. Put it against my ruler and see how big it is. I'm going to do this 3 times. All right, here we go. Oh, it popped. Try again. All right, this much. It is 15 and ooh, I don't have very good lungs. I got 15.5 centimeters. Miss Newton got 21. All right, 2 more times. Alrighty. This much. It is exactly 18 centimeters. One more time. Had a little difficulty there. So I got this much. And that is 17 and a half. So my lung capacity is a lot less than Miss Nudie's. So Bubblicious, I'm going to average these three together. So I have 15 and a half plus 18 plus 17 and a half divided by 3, 17. So there is my data. Looks like Miss Newting's strawberry Bubblicious works better than mine.
They're analyzed in conclusion. It says, answer the following in paragraph form. So we have a list of questions that I want you to answer in a paragraph. So it says, which gum made the largest bubbles? Why do you think this is? Compare your results to your original hypothesis. Was it correct? Was it incorrect? And what is one thing that could have, what is one thing that could have affected the outcome of this experiment? For example, in our Bubble Bonanza lab, the one where I poured the soapy water on the table, the angle that I was blowing the air at could have affected the outcome. And then we are not going to be reporting like we normally would in class since we're doing stuff virtually, but you can share out to someone at home if you would like to. But I hope you guys had fun with this video today. Bye!